Hello students, good morning. This is factorization part 2 video. So it's a continuation of what I have posted earlier to this. So see here now factorization part 2 using identities. Okay, I'll take some example problems to explain you how to choose the appropriate uh, identity to solve any given polynomial, maximum trinomial. Okay, you might have the confusion to what identity should be used for each polynomial. I assure you that if you see this video completely, you can understand which identity to be used for any polynomial to factorize. Okay, now I'll take one example. X square plus 6x plus 9. As I said in the previous video, we have to check for square numbers. So how many square numbers we have? X square is a square number, okay, and 9 is a square number. We know 3 square is 9. And this is x square. Two square numbers, and all are positive terms. Okay, the middle term can be written as 2 into x into 3. That is 2 3s are 6. 6 into x is 6x. This is same as a square plus 2ab plus b square, which is nothing but equal to a plus b whole square, our first identity. So here in the place of a we have x, in the place of b we have 3. So a plus b whole square means we can write it as x plus 3 whole square. So the answer is x plus 3 whole square. Okay, over. Okay, now we have to check in the similar way the next problem. X square minus 12x plus 36. Okay, now first term is a square number, last term is a square number, that is x square, this is 6 square is 36. Now if you see, the middle term is negative. In the previous case all the terms are positive, so we got is a plus b whole square. Now the middle term is negative. This 12 can be split it as, we can split it as 2 into x into 6. That is x square minus 2 into x into 6 plus 6 square. This is of the form a square minus 2a b plus b square, which is equal to a minus b whole square. So here my answer is x minus 6 whole square. Okay children, now let us see the next one. Next question is x square plus 6x plus 8. Now this is a square number, but 8 is not a square number. So what we cannot use a plus b whole square formula identity or a minus b whole square identity or a square minus b square identity, because we have only one square term. So if we have only one square term, then we have to go for x plus a into x plus b. We studied only 4 identities in the previous video. Okay, so in grade 8 level only that 4 identity is enough, so we have to choose for that. So what I said is, if you have only one square number, then the third term you have to check for the factors. So we have to write all the possible factors for 8. So 1 into 8 is 8. 2 into 4 is 4. 2 into 4 is 8. 1 into 8 is 8. 2 into 4 is 8. And then again 3 table will not get 8. Again 4 into 2, 8 into 1. So we cannot go further. So now we have to check for the middle term. If we add 1 plus 8, we will get 9. So this 1 and 8 factors we cannot choose. Okay, if you take 2 and 4, if you add, you will get 6. So you get your middle term. So we can choose the factor 2 and 4. Okay, so now the next step is I have to write this polynomial in the form x square plus a plus bx plus a into b. That a is factor 2 and b is factor 4. So 2 plus 4 is 6x and this is 2 into 4. And the first term as it is x square. So now we know that x square plus 2 plus a plus bx plus ab is equal to x plus a into x plus b. So in the same pattern we can write this as x plus 2 into x plus 4, or even we can write it as x plus 4 into x plus 2. Both are same. Okay children, so I hope you understand this. I'll go for the next. So if I see here x square plus 16x plus 64. Again I have to check for square numbers. All terms are positive here. First is a square number. The final term is a square number. Final term is 8 squared is 64. So I get 8 square. First term is x square. Now again I have to write in the form of 2 into x into 8. So this is 2ab. This is of the form a square plus 2ab plus b square. So a here is x and b here is 8. So a plus b means x plus 8. The whole square is my answer. Okay. So x plus 8 the whole square is my answer. Okay. Similarly we have to check for the square terms and the sign of the terms, and then we have to proceed. Now we have to check for the fifth question. We have here only two terms. So both are square terms. Here 16 is a square number, 9 is a square number. Already the variables are squares. So I can rewrite this as 4x the whole square minus 3y the whole square. Because 4x into 4x only will give 16x square. Everybody will have the confusion here only. So 3y into 3y is 9y square. So you have to whole bracket, you have to write it in whole bracket this 4x. If you write 16x square, the square is only for x, not for 16. 9y square means the square is only for y, not for 9. So if you write in this way, the square is for 4 and x. The square is for 3 and y. So I write it in this nature. Since I can use the identity a square minus b square is equal to a minus b into a plus b. So this I can write it as 4x minus 3y into 4x plus 3y. Okay, 4x plus 3y. So our next identity is also over. Now again we can solve some more problems to better understand this x plus a into x plus b. Okay children, 1 minute. Now you can think what is the factors. Now do you have any two square terms here? So 8 is not a square term, only x square is a square term. So now x square is a square term, this 8 is not a square term. Only one square term we have. So what I can do is, I can find the factors of 8. It's simple, 1 and 8, 2 and 4. If I add this, I get 9. Add 2 and 4, I get 6, but I want minus 2. And the product I should get minus 8. If I want the product to be minus 8, then definitely one of the factor must be minus. So in 1 comma 8, if I put 1 as minus, then minus 1 into 8 is equal to minus 8, but minus 1 plus 8 is equal to plus 7. So plus 7 is not my middle term. So both the minus 1 comma 8 is the wrong choice. So if I take 1 comma minus 8, then 1 into minus 8 is equal to minus 8, but 1 plus minus 8 is equal to minus 7. My middle term is minus 2, so this is also my wrong choice. So I have to check for the next 2 comma 4. So 2 minus 2 into plus 4 is minus 8. So minus 2 plus 4 is equal to plus 2. But I want minus 2. So I can put the sign minus sign for the bigger number. Okay, 2 into minus 4 is equal to minus 8. 2 plus minus 4 is equal to minus 2. So my right choice is 2 and minus 4. So my middle term, I can split it as, we call this as splitting the middle term, okay, or using the identity. But in both the case, even if you use identity or use the splitting the middle term, you have to choose the factor. That is the main thing here. Then only we can use the identity also. So how can we split this 8 as factors? Means 2 and minus 4. So we can again write this as x square plus 2 plus minus 4. B is minus 4, A is 2 into x plus 2 into minus 4. Okay, so this is x plus 2 and x minus 4 is the factors. Okay children, so it's a little bit difficult to understand, but if you know to split the factors, then it is very easy. So another same type of example, here also we have only one square term, 8 is not a square term. So again, why I am choosing the same number 8 means, if you understand strongly what I am doing, then in the next oncoming problems, even if the number is changed, it will be easy for you to do. Okay, the basic concept you have to understand, you should get the middle term when we sum the factors. So we have only two factors, 1 and 8 and 2 and 4. I want the positive 8 if I make a product, but I want the negative minus 6 if I make a sum. So minus 1 into minus 8 is equal to 8. Minus 1 plus minus 8 is equal to minus 9, but I want minus 6. So why I am taking both the factors as negative means, negative into negative will give a positive product. Negative number and negative number, if you make a sum, then it will give a negative answer. So what I am doing here is minus 2 into minus 4 is equal to minus 8. Minus 2 plus minus 4 is equal to minus 6. So I can split this as x square plus minus 2 plus minus 4 whole bracket x plus minus 2 into minus 4. That is x minus 2 into x minus 4 are my factors. Okay children, so this is what you have to understand. If the product is negative, one positive and one negative term, one positive and one negative factor you will get. If the product is positive, you may have either two factors as positive, both the factors as positive, or both the factors as negative. So both the factors will be negative if the middle term is negative. Both the factors will be positive if the middle term is positive. That is the trick behind it. So for further clarification, if you want, please tell me in comments. I'll try to explain you in another set of problems. Thank you, children.